covered. We got some fun stuff. We got some serial stuff. Some
very
serious
cereal stuff.
Yeah. So
Crunchy cereal stuff.
crunchy cereal stuff. So we're gonna start with the crunchiest. The little fun topic that is something I think I heard on the radio, and then it ended up being something that everyone kind of was talking about for a little bit. And this is the Miss Poindexter. So this is who had opened up an OnlyFans account. She just was taking kind of like racy pictures, not even nude pictures, just like pictures of her in like schoolgirl outfits or whatever. From what I heard, apparently she was just trying to spice things up with her and her husband. I don't know if it was like because they needed money. I don't think so. So they find out in the school, somebody finds out, parents start to complain, and what happened was she had I believe she had 2 kids in the school at that time, and they ended up expelling her kids for her having an OnlyFans account, basically. I want to kick it off to our guest. Let's see what he has to say about this issue, Chris.
Alrighty, I wasn't expecting to go first. I think basically whatever mom and dad do in their own personal private life, even though if it does end up like on the internet or whatever, and this is probably just paid content, right? So you have to like spend actual money,
yeah,
to see whatever content she posted. So it wasn't like it was something that was readily available to the general public. So someone had to have spent money to see what this content was to be able to bring this forward. From what I guess, it shouldn't have affected the kids, because who knows how old these kids are. It sounds like they're in elementary school, so they could probably be like in 3rd or 4th grade. And to have someone get kicked out of school, enroll them in another school, and this could potentially affect them, moving forward. Like who knows if another elementary school will take them, or if a private school will take them. Probably not, depending upon the private school, probably. But who knows? These kids are probably gonna have to get homeschooled after they were socialized in their school. They had made friends, and if it's like a regular elementary school, you probably have been going to school with the same group of kids, for like 2 or 3 years now. So I think it's a really crummy situation for the kids, and more or less slut shames the mom for the crime of taking photographs. So that's what I think about that.
Let me swing it over to Hector. Hector, what do you think?
Okay, so I want to throw out a few small details that help, I guess, my position in all this. I do know that the school was a private institution. It's actually a Catholic school, right? So it is a religious school, and they have religious values, right, on top of their regular, code of conduct and all that stuff that they expect their students and their parents to kind of follow. Okay, so with that said, you have the school who found out and made the decision to kick the students out. And now the question is it fair that the kids have to, in a sense, suffer for their parents' actions? To me, this is a very sensitive case, and it's not entirely clear cut. And when I say it's sensitive, is because you're dealing with the education and future of 3 children. I think it was, I have 3 children down in my notes, so it was 3 kids. So you're kind of dealing with, the future of their education, and they did nothing wrong. Like Chris was saying, right? Like, how can we punish the kids if it was the parents who actually kind of did the wrong in the eyes of the school? The kids were entirely unaware of the operation their parents were involved in. Well, now they know, and they will have to deal with that in the future. At any rate, if I had to take a side, I will side with the school, because it's a Catholic school, like I said, so they have religious values that they expect their faculty and students, and their parents to act on. The school principal wrote a letter to the parents explaining their decision, saying more or less what I just said. So the school is a private institution. It could drop students / refuse service for any reason. Doesn't have to be extreme like this case. However, I do question the school's swift decision making on this matter. It seems like the school didn't bother to extend forgiveness. The school was facing pressure from other parents. I think someone probably probably like some, like a parent from, the school ended up on this webpage probably, and then realized it, and then, called her out on it or something. Who knows what happened? But she got discovered. So the school was facing pressure from the other parents. So I think that's why things played out the way they did. So on one end, you have a private institution being pressured by members to remove these parents and their children from the school. And on the other end, you have that very institution unwilling to forgive and unwilling to speak to the parents or come to some sort of agreement, right? It seems like nobody was willing to practice their own religious values. In the Bible, Matthew 6:14 basically says that you must forgive the sins of others in order for God to forgive yours. Again,
I don't want to interrupt you, but who did was follow the rules was apparently the dads, because a bunch of the dads from the people of the kids of that school already knew that she had an OnlyFans, and it wasn't until the mothers found out that they started complaining and writing to the school. So all the dads were cool with it.
Oh, this is crunchy for sure, man. Damn.
Yeah, I'm reading the article right now, and yeah. On top of that, like, they emailed her telling her like, hey, your kids have been expelled. Like, yo, come on, can you like call me into the school and we can talk about it at the very least? Like, they emailed her like, hey, your kids don't go to school here anymore. Find somewhere else for them to go. Like, oh, and tomorrow's Monday, so I guess figure out what you're gonna do with them. Like, that's kind of messed up. And the only silver lining is that, if you want to finish, and then we'll get Gio in. I don't want to.
Yeah. So, well, basically, what I'm saying is, I'm not questioning anyone's fate here. Okay, I can't find myself to do that. But I am questioning the lack of consideration. So I side with the school as a private institution to make a decision that they see fit, right? But I'll go against their inability to practice their own religious values, which is forgiveness. So, I don't know if that makes any sense. How I could be for like the aspect of like the business part, because it is, again, a private institution. Parents pay, their kids get to go, but they're also able to say, you know what, we don't want you here. Here's your money. Take it somewhere else, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like the same as like the whole Mandalorian situation, right? Where it's like, hey, man, like, we could fire you because we're a private company, but some people think that it's hypocritical, right? So yeah, you can call out, I think you can call out the hypocrisy and still be like, yeah, they're allowed to do what they did because they're like you said, they're a private institution. Gio, I maybe you have a lot to say about this.
Not so much like what Hector was saying. I agree a lot with. Like, he kind of took a lot of the things I was going to say, but just the no, not like that. But the religious part, right? I wanted to hammer in because we didn't really bring it up in the initial introduction that it is a Catholic institution,
right?
And although Catholic or Christianity usually preaches like forgiveness, like Hector said, these religious institutions, especially the Catholic Church, has traditionally been like a very conservative institution, like filled with homophobia, misogyny, like anti-science, and so their like reactionary nature kind of makes sense to me, but then again, it's a private institution, so I'll defend their right to do whatever it is they want to do with with their clients and all that.
Yeah, I guess I agree with all that too. Just the fact that the lack of consideration for not thinking about where those kids are gonna go to school on Monday. Like, there's no way that you're gonna be able to find a school or apply for a new school like mid-semester or whatever's going on. So they kind of just lose that entire that whole year that they were already going to school because they got expelled. Like, this makes no sense. The action makes no sense, right? At what point do you kind of like please the people who are complaining versus like a person being able to do whatever they want in private? And from what I see, those pictures, you can post those pictures on Instagram. I've seen worse on Instagram. Like she's always wearing like an outfit. Like she's not, showing anything R-rated or anything like that. So yeah, she could have easily had an Instagram account with racy pictures, and if they would have found it, what now you can't have an Instagram account like with pictures that that you're proud of, like you want to show your body or whatever, or like they're for your husband, or you just have an IG because you want to, because fuck you, right? Like I should be able to do whatever. Yeah, I don't get it, and I guess, like I said, like the dads were cool with it, and they were able to shut their mouths, and they knew that that she had an account, and they were like, it's not a problem with me. Like, right. So it's the thing about, they're just hating. I think it's just why would you, like, even as a woman that has kids right there that go to that school, you're putting out another person's kids. Like that's literally what you did. So yeah, dude, that's where like religious people that like that, not that they're all like that, but when you get these people who are so hypocritical or just blindsided by like their hate, right? They're like, oh, this woman, fuck this woman, she's fucking hot, and I don't like that shit. And like, so I'm gonna write to the school and be like, hey, one of these kids' mom, that bitch is hot, and we can't have it. What? Like, as a fucking school, like, how are you not like, hey, Dick, go do something else. Go out with your husband. Like, go on a date. Like, I don't know, fucking do something other than fucking hate on what somebody else is fucking doing. WandaVision is dope as fuck, dude. Turn on Disney Plus and fucking get WandaVision going. Bro, you'll have a good fucking time. Instead of complaining about what the fuck some hot fucking girl, like, woman is doing with her OnlyFans account. Like, that shit makes no sense to me.
I think what could also be is if the kids don't go to that school anymore, there's zero chance of her showing up, the mom showing up to school events.
So what is it's like it's gonna be a thing, because it was never a thing, right? Like it
wasn't a thing until someone made it a thing.
But until the minute someone makes it a thing,
until someone made it a thing. Now they're like, oh my god, this lady who we saw, at the raffle or at the cakewalk or at back to school night was doing this the entire time. I don't want my children around people like that. I think it might have been from that lens.
Hector, you're mute.
You're muted, Hector. I see you doing stuff.
There. Or what if the school was like what Alan was saying? We just don't care too much about that. That's her business. But because a lot of other parents were pressuring the school, maybe they saw it as like, damn, we're about to lose a whole bunch of business for one couple. So we rather throw them out and lose their money and keep the rest happy, as opposed to like maybe taking the chance and everyone else leaving, and now you're left with, less students in the institution, so less money to fund your institution. Maybe they see it. Maybe it was a business decision.
True.
But what if they defend the mom, and then those people leave, but they attract a whole lot of other religious people who thought it was really cool that they supported the family?
That would not be a wise business decision. Like, you gotta flip over your clients like that quickly. I don't know if that would work.
Hey, didn't that happen with Kaepernick? It was the same fucking thing. Exactly.
It took like a year, though.
No, but bro, no. Nike was all in on that shit as soon as they saw that they could profit off of it. And they were like, fuck it, we're going to lose a bunch of conservatives, but we're going to make a fuck ton of money off this.
But that's Nike and Kaepernick, and there's like way more like visibility about that. But basically, I was going to say that basically what happened is she got canceled, right? Her coworkers or her like group decided that they didn't want anything to do with her, and so they expelled her, just like what happened with the Mandalorian chick. But this is like the other side of it.
Yeah. So that's why I was saying, the only real issue I had was like, dude, like the kids, not being able to go to school like that very next fucking day because they emailed her on Sunday. Bullshit. At least let them finish off the year, or be like, hey, they're not gonna be able to come here. We'll give you 2 weeks. I don't know, something, other than like an instant like expulsion.
I also read that the mom fears that she might even be kicked out. They might even be kicked out of the whole like Catholic archdiocese. So
Really?
it just doesn't extend, to just the school, but the whole Catholic religion in general. So that's like now we're dealing with something bigger here, like how it's just like it keeps coming for them, and I think that's already too much. I get the fact, or I get if they wanted to kick her out from the school, that's fine. But if another institution wants to pick them up, I don't see anything wrong with that, because I know for a fact that, if you go into 10 different churches, they're all going to have different values. I know that for a fact. And they're going to have different types of people within that church. That's why when you pick a church, right, you pick a church that resonates with you.
Yeah, you check out because you're kind of like you're checking out the community.
Yes. Right, exactly. So you have to be you have to let that be as well. They have to have that right to be able to check out, other schools and see, and if that school picks them up, then so be it.
Yeah, the only good thing that I saw like in this article was that since the story got out, she made like $100,000 on her OnlyFans account. So she'll probably be making more than that. So yeah, I guess she'll be able to put her kids in private school. I don't know, a nice private school where they don't care if she has an OnlyFans account. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you hear. And if you want to hear some of the issues that you care about discussed on Discussion Lounge, go ahead and drop them in the comments section.